is going to be here, right? And it's going to go a little bit downwards, right? But it's more like this zone, right?
Okay.
And then esophagus is this tube behind it.
Where the food goes.
Yep. And so when we were talking before about what kind of tissue was going to be in there, right?
What's there?
It's going to be stratified squamous, right?
Why?
Because because of the food going down, it'll keep
Exactly.
it'll
Yeah.
keep repairing itself.
So we want the ability to have some protection so we don't bleed into our throats if something too hard goes down there, right? Now, the larynx here is eventually going to run down to the trachea, and you guys saw that in the lung model,
Yep,
right?
we got the trachea.
So if you were to look at the other model that shows it from both sides, you see that the front of the trachea, that's where you're going to have these thick thyroid and cricoid cartilage, right? But on the back side of it, there's just the cartilage is going to end. Why is that smooth right there? Why does the back of the trachea need to be smooth? Think about its position in comparison to something.
Why does the back need to be smooth?
Yeah, the back of the trachea. Why is the back of the trachea?
Here? I don't know.
So remember, right? The esophagus is going to keep going down and down and down behind the trachea. Imagine if that trachea was completely covered in a hard cartilage.
It wouldn't be able to be flexible.
It
at
wouldn't
all.
be flexible as
Okay.
food tried to move down that esophagus.
Gotcha.
So that's why when you look at your trachea model, you'll see that the front, nice, thick, strong cartilage, because it's in the front. On the back, though, it's going to be nice and flexible so that you can move food down the esophagus behind it, right? So it's harder to get things stuck there. So we can't see the trachea on this model, and the esophagus ends very abruptly, but it's going to continue much further down. When we look at the digestive model, like for respiratory, we're going to follow the trachea pathway. When we do the digestive model, we're going to follow the esophageal pathway all the way to the stomach.
Now, does it have the true and
false vocal cords?
vocal cords?
You can see them here. I like them better on the big model
it
because they're
shows
colored.
The white one at the top is the true,
And the
the
very
little kind of reddish
thin
bit
pinkish one,
yes,
yeah, is going to be the
is
other one.
false.
Yeah. So you can kind of see them here just based on location. Like you see there's one inside right there and
Yep.
then the outsides. Kind of, I think they're better to see on the big model. And that's it.
Okay, awesome.
That's it for the sagittal.